I want us to understand this idea of going beyond the velvet rope. It is simply, I know that we are all saints in here. Do y'all remember pre-pandemic when there were these things called nightclubs? And there were, some of you are like, yeah, baby, the good old days. And there were these lines. There was a general admission line, but there was also a snob line called the VIP line, right? Now, I'm going to hurt all of our feelings. Some of us would stand in the general admission line, judging, making fun of those in the VIP line. Because here's what we would do. Well, we're going in the same room. They're actually going to have to pay more to get in. I'm just going to wait here for 76 minutes while my feet bleed, right? Free before 12, right? Now, here's what I'm telling you. General real estate market, that's the general admission line. There's nothing wrong with it. But life is better when you start going through the VIP line. Here's what I need you all to do. We're not done killing. We're going on the killing spree. I told you I'm controversial. So here's what we're going to have to do. Those old ways of thinking about those individuals who we would see in the VIP line, we have to change that now. If we think that you're a snob because you go VIP, in our world we're saying, if you're a luxury agent, you all know that luxury agent that has their face on everything, that's selling all the listings that you want to have. Stop talking bad about them in your head. Why? Because our body, our mind, the universe it will not operate incongruent to what's up here. If we say that successful agents are liars, cheats, and thieves, if you don't like liars, cheats, and thieves, you will never be a successful or luxury agent, because your body, your mind, the universe, the ether, God, whatever you want to call it, is not going to allow you to operate long term with something that is incongruent to who you are and what you believe. So when you see a successful luxury agent, if you can't say nothing, keep your mouth shut. If you can't say nothing good, keep your mouth shut, all right? So if you see someone who is crushing it in the industry, in your marketplace, in the niche that you want to work in, start looking at, dissect. What are they doing that maybe I can learn from? Why are they getting the business? Maybe they are a cheat, right? We just won't vocalize that. Do you all see what we have to do, right? Now, here's what the challenge of going beyond the velvet rope is. Once you get out of general admission line, maybe you have your peer group that you came to the club with, that you got in real estate with, that's in your office, and you're saying, I think I'll spend $100 to walk right in. I'll spend $250 to walk right in. I'll spend $1,000 to walk right in. What are they going to say? What are your friends in the general admission line are going to say? You're crazy. That's stupid. Oh, now you're snooty. Now you drink your tea with your pinky in the air. And what are you going to say? I sure do. You're going to say, I sure do. Right? So get ready for the same people who call you friends. That's your partner. That's your teammate. That is there for you, that you commiserate with. Be ready that when you say, I am a luxury marketing specialist, when you say that, be ready for those darts to come at your back. Okay? Because they're not going to come to your face. They're going to probably come at your back. Are we okay with that? We're okay with it on Thursday. I need you to be okay with it on Friday when it's a reality. All right? And if you all are going to have my contact info, if someone says something about you on Friday, call me. We'll curse them out in our hearts together. All right? I'm just kidding, maybe. All right? So next thing, general admission line. It doesn't cost us much. It doesn't cost us much to be in general admission in the general real estate market. Take the class, get your license. If you want business cards, get them. If not, you don't have to have them. You don't have to get educated. You don't have to take any communication classes. You don't need any designations. You don't, right? 14 hours. Get it. Stay in it. To go to the VIP line, it's going to cost a lot. And here's the challenge. You have to pay up front. For us to get into this luxury niche, for you to move beyond the velvet rope, you're going to have to pay with no expectation of return for 18 months. Your time, energy, effort, finances. I need you, when we finish today, I want you to make a commitment. I'm going to pour everything I have into this for 18 months and expect nothing in return. I'm not expecting a deal. I'm not expecting a phone call. I'm not expecting someone to say, oh, you're doing great, you're on your way. That's the harsh reality. That's Uncle Neil coming to tell you, yeah, it's going to suck. We might not get any results for 18 months. But here's what I know. The majority of people in this room are not going to do it for 18 months. The majority of us won't do it for 3 weeks. So if you get to month number 3, you're better than everyone else. Right? So from Alabama, we would always say you don't have to outrun, you don't have to be the fastest runner, you just have to outrun the slowest runner. Right? That's it. Like if a crocodile is chasing you, now I'm in Alabama, I'm down in Miami. If an alligator is chasing you, you don't have to be the fastest one, you just got to be faster than the slowest person. Alligator has a snack. We're good. Right? As long as it's not you. So here's what I'm going to tell you all. If you would just be consistent with what we go through right now, you're going to separate yourself from the pack, okay? All right. It's a simple process, but it requires consistent. Say consistent. Consistent. Say consistent. Consistent. Continuous. Continuous. Consistent, continuous action. It's simple. What we're about to start looking at right now. Simple, consistent, continuous action. If we do that, we're going to win. What are some of the benefits of working with the affluent? Go. Interactive. Money. So somebody whispered it like money is a bad thing. Money. So more money, right? What's another benefit of working with the affluent, working with successful individuals? Interesting. You get to meet some interesting people. Now, you all think that broke people are interesting. You should see. Some of you are like, oh, am I not supposed to say broke? You all think broke people are interesting. You should meet these interesting people who have money, and now all the things that go up here can actually become a reality. Yes, ma'am. Referrals. What do you mean referrals?
Wealthy, affluent,
successful. So you said better referrals, because guess what I found out? Broke people give referrals too. We being honest, right? So we want better referrals. Now, here's what I will tell you. Uncle Neil, never, ever, ever, we do not have the right to ask for a referral. You must earn a referral. When was the last time you earned a referral? Meaning that you were so good at what you did that the only logical thing to do would be, hey, if you know someone that wants exceptional service in selling or buying luxury properties, would you mention my name? When was the last time you earned a referral and you felt good about asking, right? When you were so good at what you did that someone said, are you taking on new clients? Right? If you can genuinely do that, that's one of the benefits of working with the affluent. What are some other benefits? Experiences. You get some amazing experiences. You get to travel the world. You get to meet some amazing people. Experience. Here's what I'm going to encourage you all to do. Value. We like the green stuff, or red, pink, depending on what country, currency you're dealing with. We like money. I want you to value experience more than you value the money. If you can get to the point where you value experience more than the money, you're going to be operating and thinking like the affluent. What are some other benefits of working with the affluent?
Work less for more money.
Relationships. Work less for more money. Some of you are like, I thought they were demanding. It's going to be hard. Maybe not. I was making I was having a conversation earlier. If you think how many of you have, like I said, general real estate? That's your normal business, right? Here's what I'm going to tell you. If you can sell real estate in the general marketplace, selling real estate in the luxury niche is easier. Here's why. You all are selling people real estate that don't have any money. If you think it's hard to sell to people who don't have any money, right? Real estate is hard already, but you all are doing the darn near impossible. You're selling a product that people can't afford, right? That they're trying to finagle. What happens now when you take those same skill sets and that same tenacity and move into a place where people have a desire and they have the resources to meet those desires? We have to change this right here. Okay, another benefit of working with the affluent, what is it? There are two big ones. There are two big benefits of working with the affluent. Come on, what's your name, ma'am? Gloria, that's what I'm talking about, recognition. And so there's two types of recognition, one by your peers, so to be respected. But here's what respect looks like in the luxury real estate niche. It looks like envy, hate, and jealousy. All those people that you all have recognized, maybe you drew faces on their business cards or whatever, right? You recognize them. That's where Gloria wants to be. She's like, recognition. Once you get good at this, you're going to sleep differently. I tell you, like, you're going to sleep differently, right? You're going to operate at a higher level, right? Just in everything that you do in life. And then here's the biggest benefit of working with the successful, with affluent individuals. There's less competition. The biggest benefit is there are fewer top tier agents than any of you believe. You all think the top is crowded. You all see a handful of agents and you think, man, because in real estate, we hear about the millions of realtors, right? The millions of licensees. At the top tier, there aren't many of us. So there's less competition. Let's talk about some of the challenges. We're going to start with what I just said was a benefit. One of the biggest challenges is that the competition at the top is good. They're the best of the best. That is the biggest challenge. So it's not price point. It's not dealing with other individuals. It's the fact that when you get into the top tier in this niche, you're going to be working with or competing against the best of the best. And here's what that requires of you. You have to believe that you're worthy of being there and that you have some value to add. So let me ask you, before we continue with the challenges of working with the affluent, what value do you add to affluent buyers, affluent sellers? What value do you add to investors? So I don't want you only thinking residential real estate. It might be commercial. It might be investment. So what value do you add? What's your value? We've heard value add, right? What's your value add? I'm going to give you all my value add to an affluent seller. My value add to an affluent seller, I make you more money in less time. Period. I make you more money in less time. That's my value add to a seller. Why? Number one, I know that most affluent sellers, they have this thing called an attention span. It's like this. They're not going to listen to, well, my value add, sir, is that I'm going to take everyone who's interested and I'm going to do this. I make you more money in less time. What do you think my value add to an affluent buyer is? I save you money with less headache. I save you money with less headache. And then they start asking how and the why. But I know I have this much time to effectively communicate why they should hire me. You all heard me ask earlier, why should we hire you? Let me ask you, why should I hire you? Why should I, as a luxury seller or buyer, why would I hire you? It can't be because you're honest. It's not because you have integrity. Why would I hire you? If you cannot answer that question right now, find the answer to that question before you do any marketing, before you try to find an affluent individual or successful person to work with. Before you go and try to get a listing, answer the question, why should I or they, why should they hire you? Buyer side, seller side, investment, luxury rentals, Airbnb luxury rentals, whatever it is, why should I hire you? All right, we know the question that we want to ask. That's going to be our foundation for everything that we do going forward. What are some other challenges of working with affluent clientele? We talked about the competition being the best of the best. Interactive portion, go. What are some challenges? You got to spend a lot of money. We've heard the saying, you got to make money to spend money to make money. It can be more expensive to market properties and to market yourself. We're going to talk about some things that we can do to alleviate some of that cost. Bless you. What else can we do? Or what are some other challenges of working with the affluent? Yes, ma'am. They're very demanding and time consuming. Question, how many of you know demanding and time consuming general buyers and sellers? So, here's what I want. So what she's saying is that they know what they want and they expect the best. How many of you in here expect the best out of life? How many of you only want to work with the best in whatever realm? Now, our definition or idea of the best might be different based on what's in our pocketbooks or our purses, right? So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you are not willing to commit to delivering the best, don't get in. If you aren't expecting to consistently over-deliver, don't get in. It's going to eat you up and spit you out, okay? What are some other challenges?
They value time much
They value time. You've been looking at my slide deck, girl. Come on. Value time more than money. So can we just jump right into that right now? We're not going to. Just because I don't feel like going backwards. What are some other challenges of working with the affluent? Smaller pool of individuals as a whole, buyers and sellers. So the pool that you have to choose from is smaller. Another challenge is many of them know each other. So that means that their BS meter is finely tuned. That means that bull stuff, right? So we must be, remember that authenticity audit? We must have our practices and principles in place from the very beginning. If I tell Dave one thing, but then I tell Marie something totally different, and they're in the same network, guess what? I've just lost business. Not only with those two, but everyone that's in their circle, everyone that's in their sphere. What are some other challenges of working with the affluent? I'm sorry? It could be time zone. They could be working in different time zones. I'm in Florida. Many of my clients are on the West Coast. What are some other challenges? Yes, ma'am.
A lot of buyers and sellers in general are picky. When you have the ability to be picky, a lot of them take the ability to be picky.
Selective. You all see how we could say the same thing in a different way and it evokes a different feeling? They're selective individuals. Something else that a big challenge is just the time that it might take to consummate a sale, right? If your bills are due this month, maybe you as a realtor, you don't have 2 years for a buyer or seller to make a decision. They could just take longer for the transaction to close. All of these are things that I want you thinking about. So in the beginning, what it's probably going to look like, you're still going to be spinning this plate called general real estate over here, all right? As we're getting this plate in the air, okay? Don't go today. Do not, say do not. Do not go and abandon everything you've done today and saying, I'm going to be a luxury practitioner. Neil, you made me believe. That's a lie. Okay, so we don't want to jump. I know they say jump and grow wings or build the plane on the way down. We ain't doing that today. You all okay with that, right? So we want to be intentional, intelligent. More complex transactions. Many times there are going to be numerous people involved in the transaction. We're going to have to deal with gatekeepers. Many times we're going to have to do consultations virtually. So, quick question. How many of you have done a virtual buyer or marketing consultation in the past 2 years? Awesome, hands down. How many of you have practiced your virtual consultation in the past 6 weeks? So you all are practicing when money is on the line. Are you all with me? The difference between me and you is that when I get done here tonight, I'm going to open up Zoom. I'm going to practice navigating MLS, RPR, Institute for Luxury Home Marketing. I'm going to practice navigating Zillow. Everywhere where they're looking, I'm going to know how to pull up my video so that I can still look at the camera and never miss a beat. If you have not practiced your virtual consultation, ladies and gentlemen, virtual for the affluent, for the successful, is never going away. Many of us in our realm, the only time we're meeting face to face is for social or at the closing, maybe. We are not meeting, we're not having consultations in person anymore. Have you gotten your POV? What was your CMA? Do you know how to navigate that virtually? Do you know what setup you need to have? Do you know if you're going to be using presentation like slide deck or PowerPoint? Can you use the notes view or the presentation view in Zoom or not? Do you have that set up? Here's what I know. When you start presenting when you start having consultations for these people, how smooth you can transition from one slide, from one website to the next is going to determine what they think about you in every other area. For instance, how you do anything is how you do everything. That's a perception. Here we go. If I would have come in here with the same knowledge I have right now, dressed in shorts, flip-flops, and a tank top, would you all receive me differently? 100%. Now, is that fair? It might not be fair, but that's life. Okay? People are judging you How you do anything is how you do everything. The fact that I had a bow tie and a blazer and put on when I came in here instantly added credibility to what I'm going to deliver. Then if I have one or two other individuals say something nice about me, instantly adds credibility. If I'm up here in a t-shirt, you all don't give me the same attention and respect. Fair? I mean, understanding, right? So that's the reality. So what I'm saying is that when we start looking at how well we navigate websites, how good we are with our consultation, the words that we use, if you haven't practiced, you're going to lose opportunities. And you're going to lose opportunities to someone like me, and we're going to thank you for not practicing.
I know how to get into Zoom, but then, when you practice with yourself, right?
Yes, ma'am. I practice with myself.
And so then you go to these various sites and they allow you to bring them up.
Yes, and so this is all we're doing. So all you're going to go, so how many of you have recorded your consultation in the past 6 months? You on video. I know, how many of you don't like cameras, the video, don't like the way you look or sound? Guess what? You're all you got. I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the way I walk because I need a hip replacement. Guess what? It's the hip I got. Have any of you judged me by the way I'm talking or the way I'm walking right now? No. Guess what? The worst enemy is right here. Okay? So the first thing I need us to do is start to understand. So I'm going to answer your question right now. But here's what I need you all to do. I need you to record yourself doing your buyer consultation and marketing consultations. I need you to see what your tick is. So I just address my language and my slang right out front. I address the elephant in the room. So now if I say, guys, you're all like, what? He told us that's Alabamese. Ha ha ha. Now it's funny. As opposed to, there were some ticks that I have, not like insect ticks, but there were things that I would do, tales that I would do during my consultation. I know that right now, if I'm one-on-one with Dave, I'm not walking this much. You all might think like, man, he's nervous. The only reason I walk is so that people don't feel left out in the room. But that's because I've recorded myself. Usually, this is my position right here. But if I stand here like this, this is what we're told is the power. You like stand here, come in. We don't care about that. I want people to feel engaged and connected. So I have to come over here, proximity. I have to keep your eyes moving. But that's because I've recorded and I've understood. If you're doing Zoom, anything on video, you need to do everything bigger. How many of you know someone that talks like this? And on a camera. So when we're talking about consultations with successful individuals, if you're doing any type of virtual meeting, your voice inflections, you have to lean in and out, exaggerated movements. You have to do big hand gestures. Usually I talk like this right here. This is my normal way that I speak. This is normal pace. So I'm speeding up and slowing down, talking louder and getting softer on purpose. Simply because for you all, this would be your equivalent of your marketing consultation or your buyer consultation. If this was the first time that I had ever done this, you all will be able to tell the difference, right? Some of you are doing this in your business. You haven't practiced your buyer consultation, marketing consultation. Your live version is different than when you're in person and virtual, all right? I need you all to practice buyer and marketing in person and virtually. Know which sites you're going to need. For instance, I'm going to get out of this PowerPoint right now. And the reason being, so you all can see my screen. I want you all to see over here on the left side, I already know where we're going to go today. Do you see what I'm saying? So you all told me what you wanted to discuss, but I already knew. I've done this before. If you get into a buyer consultation or a marketing consultation with an affluent individual, if you don't know the objections that they're going to ask, you never should have gone on the consultation. There's only 7 or 8 objections. There are only 7 or 8 rebuttals for anything in real estate. How full is your toolbox? What's the number one concern for a seller or a buyer in the luxury niche? What is it? Price, money. Do you know what your response is going to be to an affluent buyer talking about price or value versus an affluent seller? If you don't know, don't go on the consultation. You're going to bomb. You're never going another one again. Okay? So I want you all to practice something that I know. I don't like Microsoft Edge. This is Microsoft Edge. I don't like it. I use Google Chrome. But here's what I know, that Microsoft Edge allows me to have vertical tabs over here. How many of you have ever tried to do a Zoom presentation and you're looking for the bar, the tab right across the top? Use Microsoft Edge, come right over here and turn on or off vertical tabs. Are you all with me? So these little things, now I got to turn it back on. Oh, I got to come up here. There we go. So do you start to see how well you know things, how much you've practiced? Now, if I'm in a room with decision makers of an affluent property, if I'm moving through and if I'm flowing from one to the next, guess what? Now they're going to be impressed. They're going to say, this guy didn't miss a beat. This gal, she has it. She's on top. So that's the type of stuff we want to practice. All right. So first, you've got to know what they want and what you want to deliver, where you want them to go. All right. So can we continue? Everyone good so far? Bless you.
Bless you too.
Come on. Bless you too, sweetheart. Let's go. I'm going to ask a hard question. Can you swim with sharks? How many of you here can swim with sharks? You guys are in the real estate industry. You better swim with sharks. You're trying to get into the luxury niche. You have to be comfortable swimming with sharks. Here's what I'll tell you. I'm a shark, right? Here's what I will also tell you. There are rules in the shark pool. Number one, you can't be just a shark jerk, right? Don't just be a jerk. No one likes jerk, whether it's human or shark, right? You can't just go around biting people. Now, we can show our teeth. I'm talking about in the shark pool now. We can show our teeth. So I need you all to be comfortable swimming with sharks. This is right here. Some of us can never swim with sharks because we immediately think of, when we think of a shark, we think of what? Jaws. There are nurse sharks. There's whale sharks, the biggest shark. Doesn't even eat vertebrates, doesn't even eat animals, right? So here's what I need you to do. Change your idea of what a shark is. I'm a shark. When it comes to real estate, I am a tough person to be on the other side of, okay? But for my clients, many of my clients like that. Some of my clients who don't like that, they're not my clients. I start understanding who I'm working with and for. So I am depending on my client, in some situations, I might be a great white. Many of my clientele from other countries, they do not have a win-win philosophy. They have a win-lose philosophy. If I'm working as a single agent for a win-lose philosophy client, guess what? They want to make sure the other side of the transaction lost and know they lost. They want them swimming with one fin. Some of my clients have, like for instance, my clients from Thailand, they like a win-win philosophy. So if I was a great white in a situation with a Thai seller and we beat up the buyer, I'm going to lose their business, their repeat business, right? So we have to know what type of shark we are. So here's what it's going to take in order for you all to be sharks today. One, a belief in your ability to be the best at what you specialize in. A couple of words right there. A belief. All of us have beliefs. I need you to ask, what are your beliefs? Your ability to be the best. Do you positively believe that you can be the best at what you specialize in? What is your specialty? Niches get riches. Here's not stitches. Those are for the, see, y'all better quit playing. Riches get stitches, huh? So here's what I need you all to start thinking. What do you specialize in and are you able to be the best in it? I'm from Alabama. I have a specialty even in Broward and Miami-Dade. I have two specialties. Both of them are single family homes, but I only deal with single family homes in my marketplace. So I specialize specifically in single family homes that are waterfront or are on at least an acre of land. If it's not waterfront or acre of land, I don't know the market information. Well, I do because I have to instruct on it. But for my business, I don't care. There are 4 zip codes that I care about in my marketplace. If it's not in those 4 zip codes, I don't care. But here's what I will tell you. You won't find anyone who's better at what I do in those 4 zip codes. Single family homes, either an acre of land or waterfront. That's my specialty. I believe I can beat anyone in those 4 zip codes. Are you willing to?